What if the past knocked on the door of the present? Imagine realizing that extinction may no longer be the end. Walking through a place where there are no lions, zebras or bears, but creatures that humanity only depicted in history books. Because science today doesn't just want to understand the past, it wants to recreate it. DNA, fossils, cloning, gene editing, technologies that seemed like science fiction and are now ready to challenge what we call extinction. In the next few minutes, you will discover 7 extinct animals that science wants to bring back, and what might happen if they actually succeed. Imagine walking through a zoo where the animals don't belong to the present, but to the distant past. A silence, only footsteps echo. And then, eye to eye, you find yourself facing a saber-toothed tiger, its sharp fangs exposed like blades of history itself. Or perhaps observe a colossal shadow slowly gliding across the water. An unknown creature, a sea cow, extinct for centuries, returning like a ghost from the icy waters. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not anymore. Science today doesn't just want to study the past, it's trying recreate it. DNA, cells, preserved fossils, technologies that just a few years ago only existed in movies. Today, they are in real laboratories. The question that hangs in the air is unsettling. Are we fixing humanity's mistakes, or opening doors to something we perhaps should never have touched? Lost in Mauritius, the dodo lived without fear. It didn't fly. It had no predators. Until the most dangerous predator set foot on the island, us human beings. In less than 100 years, it disappeared. Only drawings, illustrations, and the word that haunts it to this day remain: extinction by ignorance. Now, centuries later, scientists have managed to sequence its DNA. And they are trying to reconstruct it cell by cell, using living birds, such as the Nicobar pigeon, as a genomic basis. If the dodo returns, it won't just be a resurrected animal. It will be a form to apologize to history. End of the Ice Age. Silence in the tundra. A giant walks through the snow, his tusks pointing outwards, a symbol of power. He disappeared, and with him the balance of many ecosystems. Today, with incredibly well-preserved fossils, researchers are studying its genome, and they are considering recreating it using lions or jaguars as a basis. What if the apex predator returned? Would it help balance nature, or would it bring fear and chaos? If you saw it, you'd think something was wrong. Stripes only on its neck and half of its body. Quagga, extinct in the 19th century. But genetics has preserved memories. Modern zebras still carry fragments of their DNA. For decades, scientists have been selectively breeding animals, and today there are already zebras that they look strikingly like the original quagga, a silent rebirth, a species that returned without being recreated in the laboratory, but carefully reconstructed by genetic memory. Ancient Europe, wild fields, a colossal ox, respected as the king of the landscape. This was the aurochs, the animal that, domesticated over the centuries, gave rise to modern cows. Today, projects seek to bring it back by crossbreeding ancient breeds. If it returned to nature, it could restore ecosystems and even combat global warming. Sometimes, the key to the future is hidden in the past. Forests of New Zealand. Leaves are moving. An imposing figure walks among the trees. It didn't fly, it didn't need to. It was the giant moa, extinct shortly after the arrival of humans. Now, with DNA from preserved fossils, scientists are studying how to bring it back to life. But today, there would be no safe place for it. Nature has changed. Would it be right to bring it back, only to die again? Imagine seeing a giant, calm, almost spiritual creature emerging from the waters, a gigantic herbivore swimming alongside whales. Discovered in the 16th century, extinct in less than 30 years due to human hunting. If researchers find viable DNA, the modern manatee could be used as a genetic basis. She would return not to serve us, but for it balanced marine life, as it did before it disappeared. Colorful, noisy, low flight over the forests of the United States. It was the only parrot native to the region, extinct at the beginning of the 20th century. Today, dusty taxidermies preserve their genetics. Parakeets will serve as the basis for a kind of rebirth. If you return, you can again, spreading seeds, controlling insects, and speaking to nature about what was once silenced. Is it possible to bring these species back? Yes. Easy? No. The obstacles are numerous. Incomplete DNA, extreme change of environment, lack of habitat. And the question that echoes is, are we saving nature or playing God? Some say that the effort should be focused on the animals that still exist. Others believe that reviving the extinct is to correct our mistakes. What if at this very moment, in some quiet laboratory, if a cell is dividing? What if the past is about to return? What if this changes everything? Do you believe that did things happen as they should have? Or do we deserve a second chance, just like these animals? Comment below, if you could bring an extinct species back, what would be the first on the list? If these stories about extinct animals that may be about to return have intrigued you, leave your opinion, like the video, and subscribe, so that we can continue exploring various curiosities and what science is doing. And that might change everything we know about the past and the future.
This sack roll